chorus out there? No, not enough cowbell. Oh,
Okay, Alicia says she can hear us.
or Mel.
Mel can hear
I think
us.
if one can hear us, they can all.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, I heard Cheryl say no, but okay, we're all good. We'll begin with roll call.
All right, it looks like online, we have Andrew Chorney, Cheryl Hartman, Christina DeWar, Alicia Buckholz, Melissa Fisher, and MCAT. In 206, we have Commissioner Barrow, Schoenmeyer, Plotnick.
So moody.
Yeah, I don't like those. Sorry. I feel like we're doing
Okay,
surgery.
and just Annie, Kathy, Carrie Powers, Allison France, Vinnie Pavlich, and then we have Jerry O'Connor, Jenny Rower, and Tom Bauer.
On null.
Connell, yes, sorry.
Oh, Connell, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, can people see us now?
Can people online?
Yeah, that's.
Yes,
just-
we can see you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're good.
We did the lighting, there was, we dimmed it, but, okay. Thanks, Griffin. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda? Okay, consent agenda, we have standard employment
You know,
agreements.
before we go on, I do have a non-agenda.
Yeah.
September 8th through the 10th, the Big Sky
Oh.
Passenger Rail Authority is having its annual annual conference over in beautiful Livingston, Montana. So this is certainly a newsworthy event for any media representatives on the line today. We have a great lineup that will include, among others, the chairman of the Southern Rail Commission, who, by the way, will be launching a new rail service, the Mardi Gras, next week between New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama. Senator Steve Daines will be a guest, not Steve Daines, excuse me, Senator Tim Sheehy will be a guest speaker at the event, and many others. So join us in Livingston.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, back to the consent agenda. Do we have anything that needs to be pulled out or discussed separately? Oh, it's really quick.
It is very.
Yeah.
I'm good with this consent agenda.
Second that.
Yeah.
Any further discussion or public comment? All in favor? Aye. Okay, we have a special presentation. Jerry O'Connell. Oh, wow. That happened fast.
So this is lots of planning board.
Tom, the next time you hear whining about inefficiencies in local government, could you reference?
I will.
2 minutes, done.
We cut to the chase here.
Okay. Jenny is the lead person on the original idea and creation of in the footsteps of Norman McLean Festival back in 2015. Tom and I have been working with her throughout that time. It's a biennial event that happens every 2 years, like I guess most biennial events do. It was originally started to acknowledge one of our hometown heroes that never really got much coverage, which was Norman McLean, and the contribution he's made to the fame and some say the infamy of Missoula, Sealy Lake, and the Blackfoot River, and fly fishing and all that. So we held that event in 2015 out in Sealy Lake. It was a big success. We then had it every 2 years. We also in 2017 we were about to hold it in Sealy Lake again, and the Rice Ridge fire happened, and you couldn't breathe in Sealy Lake, so we moved it on very short notice to Missoula, and it worked out great. We have had every 2 years, with the COVID kicked us off a year in there, but it's been a regular event, and it has been a very amazingly successful event. The turnout we get, both a lot of local folks, but we also get people from 40 some odd different states.
Yeah.
Overseas, people from Europe, people from Japan came in. Pretty cool stuff. People from Sweden came. And with the speaker, it's a literary festival, first of all. So it involves writers, authors, filmmakers. We showed the second or third time we had focused on the movie itself and the creation of the movie. And we had Tom Skerritt was on stage in tears, sobbing after the movie was shown, because we had Q&A up on the stage after. We had a full house at the Wilma. And somebody asked him a question, and I was the MC, and I go over to him, his chair with the microphone to get him. And he's, geez, what's going on here? He had never seen the movie until then. And he was so moved by it. It was like one of the, it was a very cool experience. He's a genuinely superb guy. It was for me, one of the more memorable moments. But there are the people that have been to it. Let me just read through we had Tim Egan, Terry Tempest Williams, who gave me a kiss and said she loved me.
Wow.
I found her glasses in the green room at the bottom of the Wilma. Tom Skerritt, Robert Redford, Doug Peacock, Joy Harjo,
Wow.
who's coming back again this next year.
Saw her last Friday.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, yeah, and she's returning next year, confirmed. Bill McKibben, David James Duncan, Greta Ehrlich, Annick Smith, Steve Bullock, and John Tester, all been participated in it. And and we've funded it through grants, through contributions from the community. And this year, like so many other things, we're sucking pond water for funding. We are scrambling, I know you guys are still feeling the impact of federal funding reductions in all different directions. We are as well. And so we're looking for help, and the help in form of anything he can do. I have to ask you, see if there's any way we can get some money, that'd be great. Participation, support, endorsements, PR. We're we only got a year. Well, these things take time, as you know. So we're watching the clock. We're watching the bank account, and we're reaching in every direction we can to get the support we need to make this another success.
Okay, what are your typical sources of funding?
Well,
The NEA, Montana Film Office gave us $20,000 in 2017 because we focused on the film, which was great. And other than that, it's been Humanities Montana, Montana Arts Council, the NEA 3 times. All those last 3 sources, all those sources are, and the Montana Department of Commerce, Department of Tourism, depending on whether they're offering a tourism grant. And then individual contributions and some corporate contributions.
What is the cost to put an event, the event on?
A low budget can be 60,000. A high budget is 100,000. And we've typically filled the Wilma when Jerry was saying the Rice Ridge Fire. That was the last time. I mean, that forced us to come to Missoula. In 4 days, we moved the whole festival. Juanita, that was the time you talked in the church over at the Presbyterian Church, right?
Yeah.
And we had
word salad, yes.
we had a low turnout that day, but the next day we filled the Wilma with the film and
Yeah.
everything. And that was the last time we were able to hold the festival in Sealy Lake because we completely outgrew it. So we've been in Missoula ever since. And even though we've had events in the outer county and along the Blackfoot in Sealy Lake. We typically, our theme this year is celebrating the Blackfoot, the story of Montana's iconic river. And we really want to celebrate the Blackfoot. I mean, one of our committee members recalls in our first meeting that she was in Machu Picchu and someone said, well, where are you from? And she said, well, Montana. And they said, oh, a river runs through it. You know, the identification is so close. And we've been building on that, you know, and so this year we really want to focus on the Blackfoot, how iconic it is, the conservation that's happened along the river. We have a lot of ways to tell that story. And in addition to having Friday events and Saturday events in Missoula, Saturday at the Wilma, we go out in the county on Sunday, as we typically do, and we do conservation tours along the Blackfoot. Jerry does a great tour of Norman's sites along the river that are from the book and reads, and that's a really popular tour. We have people in Sealy who do a tour of Norman McLean sites, including his cabin on the lake. Tom has experience with the museum. Maybe you want to talk about.
So one of the, I don't know, how many of you have been to our museum up in Sealy and walked around that first floor? I mean, it's run by volunteers. It's an old horse stable. We still have a horse team named. CB Rich and Helen used them. But one of them is the McLean exhibit. And a couple of years ago, we spent a lot of time kind of building the chronology of when the Reverend came here to the First Presbyterian Church in 1909. I found the first sermon he preached at the church, and we printed it out. We have that. He was, Norman was MCH class of 1920. One of his classmates was Ted Jacobs, the banker. Well, I know Ted's.
Jacobs Island.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Margie Jacobs, who's Ted's, I guess, daughter-in-law, found the 1920 Missoula County High School annual, and we have that in the museum, with a picture of Norman. And he and Ted were lifelong friends. The Jacobs had a cabin on the east side of the lake, McLean cabin, that John and his family still use. It is on the west side. So apparently John used to row across, have some drinks with Ted, leave a lantern out so he know where he's going back. So, you know, stories like that. But he wrote A River Runs Through It up in Sealy. When I was helping John a couple of years ago clean out this ice house that the Historical Society helped him restore, we found the classroom chair, you know, one of those old things with that's where Norman did all his writing. And the draft of A River Runs Through It. Which
Well, you mean like the desk with the lift up lid?
No, this is the
Oh,
type, just the
chair.
sidearm thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He wrote, I mean, he was a meticulous writer, wrote dozens of drafts. Well, the final draft of River Runs Through It was typed by Bertie Sullivan in Sealy, after whom the community hall is named. And we have the typewriter she did it on. So just interesting things like that. But we get few people from overseas every summer. Fellow from Florida was up last year. I mean, he spent 2 hours in this little horse stall. Was fascinated by all this stuff.
So you were describing those past funding sources. How much of those are still, or which ones of those are still available?
Really none of, I mean, just individuals and
So
businesses.
no more Arts Council, no more Committee for the
Not that I
Humanities.
know of. I mean,
Yay.
yeah, I mean, things are loosening up a little bit in some cases.
Tourism Council.
We haven't spoken to them, and their focus has changed. I mean, before they really liked us because we brought in, you know, out of state and out of country tourism, but hasn't the Tourism Council, they didn't have anything the last festival, 2024, for us. They did have something in 2022. Now, hasn't their focus changed to encouraging, you know, from come to Montana, there's no one here, to in-state tourism for in-state residents? But I haven't gone back to the Department of Commerce to find out where they are for next year.
So here's a question for you,
Uh-huh.
and just a lay it out there. The likelihood of us being able to contribute financially is probably like zero.
Yeah.
Unless you want the headline being in the footsteps of Norman McLean raises your taxes. So is there?
You'd have to get mad at us and then be happy. It would split you in half. It would be terrible to see you so divided as a person.
So here's the question. You mentioned other ways in which we could be supportive. And maybe it's premature to know exactly what that might be, but I think we would certainly be open to some of those specifics, because right now we'd just be shooting in the dark in terms of what it is that would look
We,
like.
Endorsements and PR and.
we have our comms person here who I have no idea personally what the options would be. Allison could speak to that.
I mean, here's a good example. Here's what I think where you could really help. So we pretty much squeezed the private funding. We've shaken that money tree up and ceiling. Nothing's going to fall off it.
Yeah.
So the last few festivals, we raised money in Missoula. I mean, I grew up here and I remember some of these people and you'll go talk to them about it. But it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, D.A. Davidson will give me $500, but they'll give the symphony or Bear Bay Dance or West Side Theater or the Writing Collaborative $5,000. So I don't think they quite understand the scope and importance to Missoula and the county and the city of what we're doing. So, like a resolution, in the footsteps of Norman McLean Festival Day or Week or something, so that when we do, when I go back to the folks and say, look, it's that time again, how can you help us? They know about it.
Yeah.
So I can show them, oh, this is from Missoula County Commissioners, and they say, that week in October is going to be Norman McLean Festival Week. I think that would make a big difference because, to explain, to someone at Garlington Lawn and Robinson what it's about, they have no clue unless they're fly fishermen and have been up to Sealy and have come to the museum.
Have you ever asked Blackfoot for money?
Oh, yeah, they contribute.
A small amount.
Small amount.
Well, on the resolution or proclamation front, if any of you want to take a stab at
Writing
even
such a
bullet points or whatever, we could shape that into something.
Did you have to touch a blank check to the bottom of it?
Yeah, Blackfoot. I mean, it might be worth sitting down with Jason and having a deeper conversation because he's a great fan of literature himself.
That's right, yeah.
You may know that already. If you knew that, I apologize for bringing it.
No, but Blackfoot's good. They contribute, like, I ran the 4th of July stuff this year in Sealy, so Blackfoot contributed, MEC contributed. And there we don't expect to get a lot from outside the community because it's our thing and 6,000 people come up and spend bunches of money, so that's fine. But it's such a Missoula thing. I mean, to look at the, former poet laureate here in Missoula and what that does for the city and the county and, yeah.
It might be worth having to sit down with him just because he is such a fan of writing more than it's another community ask where he wouldn't even look at it.
That's right.
The person in charge of corporate giving would just write the $500 check. I think he might go a little farther. Also, Destination Missoula,
Yeah, we're
having a one-on-one with them. Again, don't just send them a form letter, but go have a real chat.
And going bigger, I mean, Glacier
And that
Country.
was the next thing I was going to say. See
Tourism
Lucy,
reach.
yeah, go see Lucy Beagley at Glacier Country. Again, in person.
We will, and we're working with a professional fundraiser to help us this year.
Great. That'll be helpful.
For us. What about the city?
I think you're going to get the same.
They'll get the same thing
But
as,
the city, you just said, Mayor Engen proclaimed September 10th,
oh,
yeah,
it's an easy ask for the city to do that sort of thing in terms of financial support. I think they're probably in a similar boat as us.
I'm sure, but being sensitive to the nuances of different groups like we have in Sealy, so we're in the county, so you're our people, right? But
Even the city is in Missoula County.
if we go to the city, like, it wouldn't piss you off or anything, right?
No, we have, unlike Sealy's relationship to the city, we get along.
We will walk you across the street.
We look at them with respect, not disdain.
You're the guy.
Sorry for that. They can be our partners in all kinds. And
Yeah.
I think, Tom, they would be your partner in this too.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
I mean, one more example is the Marsh and McLennan that bought the insurance program. I mean, that's international company. I think having a, resolution, some kind of support from the county and the city, when you talk to them, it just adds a little more heft, I think. to what we're
I'm wondering too, but may sound a little crazy, so throw it out if it is, but chatting with folks at the university in their creative writing department and at the foundation.
Yeah,
It
they're-
would mean a partnership, so their name would be on it to some degree, but it also might take some of the financial load off.
I don't, yeah,
You may not want that level of
you
partnership.
know, we're tight and we're working with Kristen Browski and Robert Stubblefield, both graduate and undergraduate departments of creative writing. And we'll be working with mental writing as well, but,
Mark Sundin, but those guys aren't tied into money at all.
okay, so the
Teachers.
foundation you think is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
who's,
mean, those folks are amazing, tremendous talents, huge assets to our community, and they're not people who are tied into money.
who's the foundation chair?
She is married to our county attorney,
Okay.
Yeah, I can find out.
Kate.
Kate,
Katie?
Kate.
Kate. Thanks. Sorry for that, Kate.
Yes,
But it would also mean chatting with the chairs of those departments. And, it might not be big money, but they would get their name on it and they might appreciate that. Again, this is might.
right.
They're also going to be super strapped, but looking for opportunities to market as well.
One interesting aspect is Opera Montana out of Bozeman, which has been around for, I think, 47 years, are mounting an opera, A River Runs Through It. And that's going to be the Saturday night event at the festival. So I'm going in 2 weeks to Bozeman to see a premiere along with John McLean, who's working with them on the script, just to see how they're
Yeah.
doing it. It should be pretty interesting, but
Do you have some major donors, like personal major donors?
Opera Montana?
No, for your.
We've had them in the past.
And you don't need to mention any names because Zulian will immediately put print it, I'm sure.
So we've had them in the past. We haven't been knocking on their doors yet because we're still a year plus out. But what percentage of our funding came from non-grantee sort of?
Oh, I would say 30%, yeah,
Okay.
at least.
There's we can chat in the hallway after. There's some names that come to mind. I used to be in the nonprofit world for people who are philanthropic.
Right.
Their means, you have to look where the means overlap with interests
Right.
and past history of giving. And there are folks whose history of giving is in literature, arts.
The one thing that recently happened that I experienced, there's some of those folks that we're referring to, that for another important environmental study that's underway, that they overlap totally with a lot of these philanthropic folks. And I reached out to them to see if they would, since this is right in their heart zone, and got $100 out of all of them together. And it just,
And that was with a matching grant too,
yeah,
right?
with a matching grant that they could go against. And it blew me away and made me realize the fundraising's in a different world now than it was a couple of years ago, which is why the reason why we're here. We're just trying to get ideas. It's trying to figure out every place that we can go. But that was kind of blew me away.
is the venue secured?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're under contract, yeah. And we work well with the Wilma, and we're usually Friday night at the Dana, and then we're also all day Friday with Joy Harjo up at CSKT. The Missoula Writing Collaborative works with, 6, 7 schools up there, a couple hundred kids. And Joy Harjo is going to be working with them, which we're underwriting, all day Friday. So we'll be looking for funders up there too, to help with that. But we'd love to talk to you, Josh, about any names you'd have.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
What are the dates again?
October 2nd and 3rd, 2026, October 2nd through 4th, 2026, a little over a year away.
And it's an away game for the Grizz.
important thing. There's more hotel rooms, freedom.
Right,
It's-
the
it's a
price
real
will be
thing.
lower, the price point will be lower. So, I mean, the school will be back in session. We think it fits pretty well, and I think with support, not financial, but what we've talked about, marketing awareness from the city and county, it will make a big difference when we go shake the money trees in Missoula. And there are a lot of them here, and I probably know some of them.
I'm sure it's the same folks,
I
but
mean, I grew up here and I think, geez, I went to school with that person and they can write $1 million check to the YMCA. So, it's there, but we need to, I mean, we're Sealy Lake, sort of an afterthought if they don't go up.
also your dollar total isn't that high.
No, it really is.
That's not that big a hill to climb.
Yeah.
Juanita, do you think there's people in the Blackfoot that
Yep.
could help us out?
Yep. Or people who come visit the Blackfoot, that for sure.
Yeah.
Right, okay,
Yeah, and I
There you
can help with
Great.
that.
great. I
And
mean,
then
people
you
love, I
can
mean, it's,
donate right on this website, is that correct? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can donate?
yeah, it's active
live,
right
ready to
now,
go?
right.
Okay,
And we're having a first fundraising event the middle of September. We just have to settle the date today
okay,
with the, the Blackfoot theme is very conservation oriented, so we're working with the people who wrote this new book, Saving the Big Sky, Jack Wright and Bruce
Just-
Bugby.
we just,
Just
we-
saw
I
it.
had
Shakespeare?
no idea, no, we still
Yeah.
have a Grizzly Claw.
Really?
In Sealy.
Okay.
Yeah, just yesterday. I had
Yeah.
no idea it was there, so.
Oh, yeah, no, it's got
Where's
a
that?
great,
Fabulous book.
Awesome.
great
That's nice.
chapter on the
Yeah.
Blackfoot.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You're in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
okay, well, I'm gonna
check
go
that
buy a
out.
couple copies for the, yeah, one for the
Yeah.
ranch, so.
okay,
Yeah.
great,
Yeah, oh,
Great.
exciting.
great.
Another PR partnership that would be beneficial is with the library.
Oh, yeah,
Great.
great idea,
That is, yeah.
They have a really broad reach.
great idea.
We were going to have the festival there in 2022 at the library.
In the Cooper
It has to be
World.
free, and that's when it started being free for two festivals. This one's we're ticketing, but
We learned our lesson.
in March, we put out a registration system to make sure we didn't overfill the 250 capacity. And we did in 1 month, and the festival was in September. So we had to move the festival again to the Wilma. But yeah, there's opportunity for Sunday events there, and it's such a beautiful place.
And maybe promotion through the historical museum as well.
Right.
Are any of you on the board of HMFM, Historical Museum, Fort Missoula?
I mean.
We're not, I mean, we oversee the whole
Yeah, They work,
That's
they
right.
work with the
nine
county.
yards, so.
Yeah.
Reach out to Matt Lotzenheiser, the executive director of the museum, for sure.
Yeah, they have a dedicated following as well.
I mean, what's so funny, so I grew up here. Bruce Bugby, one of the co-authors
Yeah.
of the book, and I went to high school together. His dad was on the faculty, he taught philosophy, my dad taught sociology. But Henry Bugby was quite a fly fisherman.
Right.
He could, especially up Rock Creek. But his mother, in her later years, was a co-resident, village senior resident with my dad. I ran into Daphne a couple times, but I didn't realize since then what Bruce has been up to, all this conservation stuff. He built the Millennial Building. So they're just all these things, and I think you're right, they're good funding sources, but we don't know where they are.
Great.
This is really helpful.
Would be helpful.
Let us know when the fundraiser is in September too.
Yeah.
What's the event in September?
It'll be at the Confluence Center, and Bruce and Jack will present primarily the Blackfoot portion of Saving the Big Sky, their conservation book
Headwaters, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
on Main
Yeah.
Street, 111 Main. Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna set the date today.
Great.
So, yeah, and you're all on our list. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Yeah.
Like a dinner or some type of event.
Yeah, hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and presentation, like
Fantastic.
5 to 7.
Wonderful.
Good.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank
Appreciate
you very
it.
much.
Do you want us to draft a
Yes.
endorsement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, everyone. Have
You
a
can go home now.
rest of your day.
Right.
Thanks, Debbie.